I see you, my beloved, moving through the busyness of this season, your heart carrying both joy and burdens as the days rush by. Yet, in the stillness of this moment, I reach out to you with an invitation, a gentle call to pause and step closer to me. Christmas is not just a season of celebration, it is a sacred reminder of my love, my promise, and my unshakable presence in your life. Do you hear it? That quiet whisper in your soul, calling you to rest from the weight of the world and embrace the peace only I can give? It is my voice, drawing you away from the distractions, asking you to remember the true meaning of this holy season. Look at the lights that shine in the winter night. They reflect the greater light I bring, a light that pierces through darkness, a light that promises hope. Just as I came to the shepherds on that first Christmas night, when they were surrounded by silence and stars, I come to you now. The shepherds were not extraordinary people. They were ordinary, much like you. Yet I chose them to hear the angel's proclamation, "Do not be afraid, for behold, I bring you good news of great joy." In the same way, I bring good news to you today. Do not let fear or weariness overwhelm your heart, for I am here to lift your burdens and replace them with joy. This season, I long to remind you of my presence, my love, and the peace I offer. Let the glow of Christmas lights remind you of my eternal light, always shining to guide your path. Let the carols you hear be a reminder that heaven's chorus still sings for you, celebrating the hope I bring into your life. Will you accept my invitation? Will you pause, open your heart, and allow me to fill it with peace? I demand of you your red-naped Christmas card where you express joy and happiness for the holidays for us to spend together. This is my call to you, beloved. Come closer, and let me lead you into the wonder of my love this Christmas. I see the burdens you carry, my beloved, even when no one else does. The silent tears that fall in the quiet of the night, the moments of doubt that whisper you are not enough, the fears that creep in when the world feels uncertain. I see them all. You have tried to hold it all together, to carry responsibilities that feel too heavy, to press forward even when your spirit feels weary. But, my child, you were never meant to carry these weights alone. Do you remember my promise? I said, "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." This is not just a distant hope, but a living invitation for you today. Lay down your anxieties, your uncertainties, and the expectations that others have placed upon you. Let me take the heaviness from your heart and replace it with my peace, a peace that surpasses all understanding, a peace that anchors your soul even in the fiercest storms. This season often brings both joy and pressure. The world tells you to strive for perfection, to meet every expectation, to ensure everything looks beautiful on the surface. But I tell you this, I do not seek perfection. I seek your heart. I delight in your honest prayers, your moments of quiet surrender, your willingness to trust me even when the path ahead is unclear. Your worth is not found in what you achieve or how well you meet the demands of others. Your worth is found in me, and I call you beloved. Look at the story of my birth. The world was weighed down by fear, oppression, and uncertainty. But into that darkness, I brought light. My arrival was not marked by grandeur or ease. It came in the simplicity of a manger, surrounded by humble shepherds and the quiet of the night. That moment was my declaration that no burden is too great for me to bear, no soul too lost for me to redeem. This Christmas, let it be a time for release. Open your hands and let go of the weight you've been holding on to. Your worries about the future, your regrets from the past, your fear of not being enough. Trust me with these burdens, for I am strong enough to carry them all. In return, I will give you rest for your soul, strength for the journey, and a renewed sense of peace that will guide you through every trial. Take this moment to breathe deeply and feel my presence surrounding you. Know that you are not alone. My arms are open wide, ready to embrace you and remind you of this truth. You are seen, you are cherished, and you are deeply loved. Let this Christmas season be a turning point where you release the weight you carry and step into the freedom I offer. Trust me, my child, for I am with you always, even to the end of the age. Beloved, pause and consider the wonder of that first Christmas night. In the stillness of a humble stable under a canopy of stars, the infinite God chose to step into the world in the form of a child. This is the great mystery of Christmas, a mystery that transcends human understanding and yet invites your heart to ponder its depth. The creator of the universe became a part of creation, not with thunder and majesty, but with the cry of a newborn, wrapped in swaddling cloths and laid in a manger. Do you see the profound love woven into this moment? I chose not to come with overwhelming power that might terrify or alienate, but with gentleness and vulnerability, so that you could know me intimately. I did not seek to impress the world's rulers or elite. Instead, I came to the forgotten corners, to the ordinary people, to show that my love reaches even the most humble and overlooked. This is the heart of the Christmas story, love, stepping down into your world to draw you close. Think of the wise men who journeyed from distant lands, following a star they could not explain. They left behind their comfort and certainty to seek something greater. When they finally arrived and gazed upon the child, they fell to their knees in worship, offering their treasures, not because they fully understood, but because they believed. Their faith led them to a revelation that would change their lives forever. Now I ask you, my beloved, will you come closer? Like the wise men, will you bring your questions, your uncertainties, and even your fears to me, trusting that I will reveal myself in ways beyond your understanding? You don't need to have all the answers or feel completely worthy to approach me. My arms are open, and my heart longs for your presence. Mia. End of prose. Reflect on the shepherds in the fields, ordinary people going about their daily tasks. To them, the heavens opened, and angels announced the good news of great joy. They hurried to see the child, and in their simple faith, they found the Savior of the world. This is the beauty of my coming. I meet you where you are, no matter how mundane or difficult your circumstances may seem. The mystery of Christmas is this: I, the infinite God, came close to walk among you, to understand your struggles, to bear your burdens, and to offer you a love that knows no limits. I chose to experience hunger, exhaustion, friendship, betrayal, and even death, so that no pain of yours would ever go unrecognized or unredeemed. This season, let your heart dwell on the miracle of my incarnation. Marvel at the lengths I have gone to bridge the gap between heaven and earth. See my birth not just as a historical event, but as an invitation, a call to step into the light of my love. Bring your heart to me, and I will fill it with the treasures of joy, peace, and hope that only I can give. Remember, my coming was for you. Every step I took, from the manger to the cross, was driven by my desire to bring you back to me. This is the divine mystery, the infinite and almighty God choosing to become Emmanuel. God with you. Let this truth fill your heart with wonder and lead you to a deeper trust in my unfailing love. Beloved, I see the shadows that sometimes weigh upon your heart, the uncertainty, the fear, the struggles that seem to stretch beyond your strength. This world can feel heavy, like a storm that refuses to pass. But remember this: I am the light that no darkness can overcome. My light shines in the depths of your pain, the corners of your doubt, and the valleys of your sorrow, offering you hope that cannot be extinguished. Do you remember the night of my birth? The world was cloaked in its own darkness, brokenness, oppression, and despair. Yet into that night a star shone bright, illuminating the path for shepherds and wise men alike. That light was more than a celestial body. It was a symbol of my eternal presence, a promise that I had come to bring hope where hope seemed lost. Even now, my light surrounds you. In every flickering candle, every string of Christmas lights, you see echoes of that first brilliant glow. These lights are not merely decorations. They are reminders of the truth that I am with you, illuminating the way through every shadow. When the weight of life feels unbearable, look to me. My light will guide you, steady you, and lead you to peace. The darkness has no power over you when you stand in my light. Do you feel the warmth of my love in this moment? It is not fleeting or distant. It is constant, like the rising sun that faithfully chases away the night. Even in the hardest of days, my presence is a beacon of hope. All I ask is that you turn your eyes to me and trust in the light I provide. Look around you and see the countless ways my light shines through the ordinary. In the kindness of a stranger, the comfort of a loved one, and the quiet moments of beauty, my presence is revealed. Each glimmer is a reminder that you are not alone, that my love is actively working to dispel the darkness in your life. Do not fear the shadows that try to creep in, for they cannot withstand the brilliance of my truth. When you feel overwhelmed, speak my name, and watch as the darkness retreats. Let my light fill your heart and overflow into the lives of those around you. By reflecting my love, you become a vessel of hope, shining brightly in a world that desperately needs my peace. This Christmas, as the world grows quiet and the stars emerge in the night sky, let it remind you of the light that first broke through the darkness so many years ago. That light still burns for you. It is not a distant memory, but a living reality. Let it settle in your heart, illuminating every doubt and fear with the assurance that I am here. You are my child, and I have placed my light within you. Walk confidently in that truth, knowing that no matter how dark the path ahead may seem, my love will always guide you. Together, we will overcome the shadows, for I am the light that pierces every gloom and shines with a brilliance that never fades. Trust in me and let my light lead you to peace. Beloved, I know how often you wonder about the unfolding of your life, the delays, the unanswered prayers, and the moments when it feels like everything is moving too slowly or not at all. These weigh heavily on your heart, yet I invite you to trust in my timing, for my plans are never late, never hurried, but always perfectly aligned with what is best for you. Think of the quiet fields outside Bethlehem on the night of my birth. For centuries, my people waited for the promised Messiah, their hearts aching with anticipation. The world longed for redemption, but the timing was not yet full. When the moment finally came, it was not announced with fanfare to kings or rulers, but revealed to humble shepherds under the glow of a star. My timing often comes in ways that defy human understanding, yet it is always precise and purposeful. Your life is part of a grander story, one that I am weaving with careful hands. You may not see the full tapestry now, but every thread serves a purpose. The waiting, the struggles, and even the disappointments are not wasted. They are shaping you, preparing you for the blessings I have in store. Like the wise men who followed a star without knowing where it would lead, your faith is being strengthened as you trust me step by step. I know it is not easy to wait. You want answers, clarity, and resolution. But beloved, trust that I see the entire picture while you see only a fragment. Just as the seasons change in their appointed time, so too do the seasons of your life unfold according to my perfect plan. When you feel impatient or discouraged, remember that I am never idle. Even in the silence, I am working behind the scenes, orchestrating every detail for your good. Consider the image of a seed buried in the soil. It lies hidden, seemingly dormant, yet beneath the surface, transformation is taking place. At just the right moment, it breaks through the earth, reaching toward the sun. Your life is like that seed. The waiting is not a sign of neglect, but of preparation. I am nurturing your roots, ensuring that when you grow, you will stand strong and flourish. In this Advent season, let my timing be a source of peace, not anxiety. Look back on the moments when I have been faithful, when I carried you through storms you thought you wouldn't survive. Let those memories anchor your trust in me. My track record is unblemished. I have never failed you, and I never will. When you feel the weight of uncertainty, lay it at my feet. Say, Lord, I trust you. Those simple words are a declaration of faith, a reminder to your soul that you are not in control, and that's okay. I am the one who holds the universe in place, and I hold your life with the same care and intention. Trust in my timing, my child, and you will find rest for your weary soul. You may not understand everything now, but one day you will look back and see how every delay, every detour, was part of a greater purpose. For now, walk forward in faith, knowing that I am with you every step of the way. The clock of my divine plan is never early, never late. It moves with perfect precision, and you are exactly where you need to be. Release your need to control and embrace the peace that comes from trusting in me. I will never let you down. Rest in the knowledge that my timing is always for your good, and let that assurance bring you hope as we walk this journey together. My beloved, I see the weight you carry, the plans you hold tightly, the fears you try to manage, and the uncertainties that press against your spirit. But in your striving, have you felt the exhaustion that comes from trying to control what was never yours to bear? I invite you now to lay it all down and surrender it into my hands. Think of the shepherds on that first Christmas night. They left their flocks behind when the angel called, not knowing what they would find, but trusting in the message of good news. They let go of their tasks and responsibilities, stepping into the unknown because their hearts yearned for something greater. This is what surrender looks like, a release of what feels safe and familiar in exchange for the promise of something far more extraordinary. I know how difficult it can be to let go. The world tells you to hold on, to keep control, to plan every detail of your life. But my child, true freedom is found not in grasping, but in releasing. When you surrender your plans, your fears, and your uncertainties to me, you make room for my peace to flood your soul. You open the door for my strength to uphold you, my wisdom to guide you, and my love to fill every empty space. Surrender is not a sign of weakness. It is the greatest act of faith. It says, Lord, I trust you more than I trust myself. I believe that your plans are higher, your ways better, and your timing perfect. When you let go, you are not falling into chaos, you are falling into my arms. Remember Mary, the young woman who surrendered her future to my divine plan? When the angel told her she would bear the Savior of the world, she didn't have all the answers. She didn't know how everything would unfold. But her heart responded with trust. Let it be to me according to your word. In her surrender, she found the strength to carry a purpose far greater than she could have imagined.
I see the battles you face, the disappointments that have left you weary, the dreams that seem out of reach, and the scars from past hurts. But beloved, when you surrender these to me, I transform them. What feels like loss becomes the soil for new growth. What seems broken becomes a vessel for my glory. I take your burdens and give you rest. I take your wounds and bring you healing. Surrender is not a one-time act, but a daily invitation. Each morning, you can choose to release your worries, your fears, and your ambitions into my care. When the world feels overwhelming, remember that I am greater than any challenge you face. My plans for you are good, far beyond what you can see or imagine. Will you trust me to lead you? In solitary place, and what comes from that in the world in so many other places, that is the dream I have seen. My intention and goal is not to pursue knowledge. My journey paves the way for my light to guide you. Step by step, I will lead you toward the blessings I have prepared. My child, surrender is not about giving up. It is about giving over. It is not about losing control, but about placing your life in the hands of the one who created you. and loves you with an everlasting love. When you release what you are holding on to, you gain something far greater: my peace, my presence, and my promises. Today, let your heart respond to my call. Whisper the words, "Lord, I surrender." And as you do, feel the weight lift from your shoulders, replaced by a peace that surpasses understanding. Trust that in surrender, you will find freedom, and in freedom, you will discover the fullness of life I have always desired for you. Come to me, my beloved, and let go of what holds you back. Surrender and watch as I work wonders in your life, turning every fear into faith, every doubt into hope, and every burden into joy. Together, we will walk a path of trust and triumph, and you will see that surrender is not the end, but the beginning of a life overflowing with my love. My beloved, let me tell you the stories that echo through eternity. Stories of grace poured out, transforming lives in ways that no human hand could ever achieve. These are not tales of perfection, but of redemption, of ordinary people who dared to trust me, even when the road ahead seemed impossible. Do you remember the woman who was caught in sin and brought before me by those who sought her condemnation? Her accusers stood ready with stones in their hands, eager to judge. Yet, with a word, I silenced their accusations. As each stone fell from their grip, I turned to her and spoke words that changed her life forever. Neither do I condemn you. Go and sin no more. My grace lifted her from the weight of shame and set her on a path of freedom. In that moment, she realized that my love is not given based on merit, but flows abundantly to those who come to me with a repentant heart. Oh. Mhm. Think also of Peter, the disciple, who vowed to stand by me no matter what, yet denied me 3 times in my hour of need. Guilt and sorrow consumed him, and he believed his failure had disqualified him from my purpose. But when I rose, I sought him out. On the shores of Galilee, I asked him 3 times, "Do you love me?" Each time I restored him, reaffirming his calling. My grace not only forgave Peter, but empowered him to become a cornerstone of my church. Again, he had half a church had the equation. This is what my grace does. It does not leave you where it finds you, but lifts you higher, closer to the purpose I have for you. There is also the story of the thief on the cross, a man whose life had been marked by wrongdoing. As he hung beside me, he made a simple plea: "Lord, remember me when you come into your kingdom." In his final moments, he recognized who I was and placed his trust in me. And with a heart full of compassion, I assured him, "Today, you will be with me in paradise." My grace met him in his darkest hour and brought him into eternal light. This is the power of my love. It sees beyond your past and welcomes you into a future of hope. Grace is not limited to the pages of Scripture. It unfolds every day in the lives of those who trust me. There was a mother who prayed tirelessly for her wayward son, her tears soaking the floor as she begged for his return to faith. For years, it seemed as though her prayers went unanswered, but I was working in ways she could not see. At the right moment, her son encountered my love in a way that broke through every barrier, and his heart was transformed. Her faith and persistence became a testimony of how my grace reaches even the most distant soul. Then there is the story of a man who lost everything: his job, his home, his sense of purpose. In his despair, he cried out to me, not knowing if I would hear, but I did. I led him to a community of believers who embraced him, showing him my love through their kindness. Step by step, I restored what he had lost. but not in the way he expected. I gave him a new purpose, a deeper understanding of my provision, and a heart overflowing with gratitude. His story became a beacon of hope for others who faced similar trials, proving that my grace is sufficient in every circumstance. My child, these stories are not just for others, they are for you. My grace is alive, active, and reaching for you right now. It does not require you to be perfect or to have all the answers. It meets you where you are, in your mess, in your doubts, and in your brokenness. All I ask is that you come to me with an open heart, willing to receive the gift I freely offer. Your life, too, is a story of grace waiting to be written. Perhaps you feel unworthy or that your past disqualifies you from my love. But let me remind you, I specialize in turning ashes into beauty, mourning into joy, and despair into hope. No mistake, no failure. No wound is too great for my grace to redeem. I am the author of your story, and I am not finished writing. Take courage from these stories and let them inspire you to trust me more deeply. Grace is not a reward for the flawless. It is a gift for the willing. It is my invitation to you to step out of the shadows of guilt and fear and into the light of my love. I am here, my arms open wide, ready to fill your life with my unending grace. Will you trust me to write your story? Will you let my grace transform your life as it has done for so many before you? Together, we will create a narrative that glorifies my name and reveals the depth of my love. Surrender to my grace and watch as it weaves beauty, purpose, and joy into the fabric of your life. As this sacred season unfolds, my beloved child, let your heart pause in the stillness of my presence. Beyond the twinkling lights, the familiar carols, and the busyness of preparation, there lies the essence of my greatest gift to you. My unfailing love, wrapped in the form of a child, born to bring hope and salvation to the world. This gift is not fleeting, nor does it fade with the passing of Christmas. It is eternal, enduring through every season of your life. Do you feel the weight of this truth? I came to dwell among you so that you would never walk alone. From the cradle to the cross, every moment of my journey was for you. My life was given so that you could know freedom, joy, and the assurance of my unchanging presence. In your darkest hours and your brightest days, I am here, carrying you with a love that knows no bounds. As you reflect on the miracle of my birth, remember the star that guided the wise men from distant lands. That same light shines even now, calling you to draw nearer to me. Follow it, not with haste or worry, but with a heart wide open to the wonder of my promises. Let my peace replace your anxieties, my strength fill your weaknesses, and my hope illuminate your path. This Christmas, my gift to you is not wrapped in glittering paper or adorned with bows. It is the gift of my presence, faith, constant and unshakable. I offer you rest for your weary soul, joy for your aching heart, and courage for the road ahead. My child, let this gift sink deeply into your spirit, for it is more precious than anything the world can offer. My cousin, Glanza, when the world's expectations press upon you, remember that I do not seek perfection or performance from you. I desire your heart, honest and vulnerable. Come to me as you are, with your doubts, your fears, and your hopes. I will not turn you away. Instead, I will draw you closer, surrounding you with my love and filling you with my peace. I want to take a moment now to envision my hands extended toward you, offering this gift of grace. Will you receive it? Will you allow my love to heal the wounds you've carried, to mend the broken places in your heart? My gift is not just for a season. It is for a lifetime. It is for the moments when life feels overwhelming, when hope feels distant, and when joy seems out of reach. It is a reminder that you are never alone, for I am always with you. Let this Christmas be a turning point, a sacred moment when you choose to embrace the fullness of my love. Release the burdens that weigh you down and step into the freedom I long to give you. Together, we will walk forward, not just through the celebrations of this season, but through every chapter of your story. Beloved, my gift to you is simple yet profound. It is my unending presence, my unshakable promises, and my immeasurable love. Hold on to these truths as you move through the days ahead. Let my light guide your steps, my peace guard your heart, and my joy fill your spirit. This is my gift to you, not just for Christmas, but for all eternity. Now, my beloved child, as you carry the peace and hope of this season in your heart, I invite you to extend the light of Christmas beyond your own life. This is not merely a story to hear or a gift to hold, but a living truth meant to flow through you and touch the lives of others. The world is in desperate need of the love, grace, and joy I have poured into you. Will you share it? Take a moment to reflect on how you can be my hands and feet in the days ahead. Perhaps it's a kind word to someone who feels invisible, a small gesture of generosity to a neighbor in need, or the gift of your time to a friend who longs for connection. These acts of love, no matter how small, ripple outward in ways you may never fully see, becoming a testimony to the hope that I have brought into your life. Remember, you are a carrier of my light. Even in the simplest of actions, you reflect my presence to a world often overshadowed by fear and despair. Speak words of encouragement that remind others of their worth. Show forgiveness to those who may have hurt you, just as I have forgiven you. Extend compassion, not just to those who are easy to love, but to those who are struggling, isolated, or burdened. I love this phrase. This Christmas season is your invitation to step into a greater purpose, one that goes beyond the fleeting celebrations and reaches into eternity. Share the message of my love with someone who might not yet know the depth of my grace. Use your voice, your gifts, your influence to spread hope. You don't have to be perfect. You only need to be willing. No matter if this message has touched your heart, don't let it stop here. Share it with someone who needs encouragement. Take a moment to pause and reflect, to pray and to ask how I am leading you to act. Join hands with others in spreading the light, whether through acts of service, heartfelt prayer, or even sharing this very message to uplift someone else. And then the challenge is challenge themselves to help. And if you feel moved, leave a simple comment, Amen, or I believe, as a declaration of your faith and a beacon of hope to others who are searching for a reminder of my presence. Together as a community of faith, you can shine brighter, pushing back the darkness and drawing others into the warmth of my love. Remember, my child, the work I began in you is not yet finished. Each day is a new opportunity to live out the calling I have placed on your life. As you go forth, hold tightly to my promises and trust that I am with you in every step. Let this Christmas be the beginning of a renewed journey, a journey of sharing my light and love with a world longing to know me.